Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ball Not Court Podcast host Cortez Paul.
Along with my co-host Paul Mack.
I want to thank you folks for tuning in today and listening to the show. Basically, we cover basketball, football, NCAA, or anything that's related to current events with a humorous twist to it, at least. You can follow the podcast at BIOC Podcast at X or Twitter. We're also on Instagram at the same name, BIOC Podcast. You go to our YouTube channel, that's also BIOC Podcast. Our Facebook page is Balls Not Court Podcast. So if you could please just give us a like, shout, comment on any of those, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Balls Not Court Podcast. Thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Balls in Our Court podcast. Cortez Paul is not here today, so I am the captain of this rifle ship. I am Paul Mack, one half of the Balls in Our Court podcast, and I got some special guests today. The hosts of the IGotNxt podcast, available on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts. I got Mr. Darnell and Mr. Brian, a.k.a. Man Cow.
Make easy.
Say your words, bro. Introduce yourselves.
Now go ahead. Start us off, B.
Yeah. Like Paul Mack said, man, this is the IGotNxt podcast, little team up here to help y'all out. We got our own podcast on every Wednesday on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. I always feel like I'm forgetting one social media site, but follow us, man. We're kind of funny, and we talk about basketball and bullshit and. Yeah, so you're going to get a little bit of that in this podcast as well.
Absolutely. And a little side plug, I do have another page where I do some drinks, some cocktails. I'll show you how simple it is to make some of your favorite drinks, man. Follow me at IGotNxt. I'll shoot you the links for that, Paul, so we can include it in any text bios and stuff we got.
All right, man. Sure. All right, word. Well, let's get started, man. A lot of stuff's happened. We didn't actually record last week. Cortez was busy getting a bag from his job, so things happen, so good for him. But yeah, man, just want to recap a couple things. So let's just start off with the NCAA March Madness. It's gone. It's over. We are that's behind us now. Obviously, do you guys feel like the women's tournament kind of overshadowed the men's tournament this year with all the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese matchups and all that stuff happening? Do you think the women really made a name for themselves this year when it comes to NCAA tournament?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, coming from someone that doesn't even follow college sports like that, like all of the headlines, everything you're seeing on social media, everything that's coming out is really about the women's basketball tournament. All the storylines, all the highlights, everything you're seeing was like the whole topic was dominated by what the ladies were doing, man. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I think, the numbers will tell you right from the jump what it was. I mean, 18.7 million for the finals. And then I think like 14 point something million watched the Iowa and LSU. So, I mean, it definitely overshadowed it because I'll tell you right now, I honestly didn't give a shit about the men at all. I knew UConn won. I know Purdue was great. I know they got some big dude on it. I don't remember homie's name. I don't remember his name, but I did not care because the women have done such a good job and the media starting to do a better job of starting to get their stories going because that's what it's all about. If you don't have a story, then it kind of doesn't matter. And that's where the men are starting to lack right now because they don't really have anybody that anybody cares about. Zion was probably the last real story that people was following for the men. And since then,
he been hurt.
Don't care. So the women definitely did their thing, man. And they deserve it. They deserve to take over.
Yeah, I think to your point, like I think there was more names dropped for the women's side than for the men's side, right? Aside from Zach Edey, who was the 2-time player of the year.
There you go.
You had a bunch of guys make names for themselves. Like obviously you had DJ Burns, old big self for NC State.
Right.
He made a run, but just to put in perspective, kind of what you were saying. So Iowa versus LSU had 12.3 million viewers, and that was a Sweet 16 game, or maybe the Elite Eight. I think it was the Elite Eight game, but that's more
Iowa
viewers.
LSU?
Yeah,
something like that.
It was Elite Eight, but that game by itself had more viewers than the 2023 NBA Finals.
Damn.
The 2023 World Series.
Damn.
Every 2023 college bowl game, pretty much. Every Thursday night football game. And every just college football game, period, aside from Ohio State and Michigan.
Well.
So,
I mean, like,
shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies, bro. Shout out to the ladies. That's a big deal. I mean, I had friends. I literally had friends texting me like, "Yo, you watching the Iowa LSU game?" Like,
right.
And what's crazy? What's crazy about that too is like, I think Angel Reese and them were talking about how there's no real rush for them to feel like they have to go to the WNBA because of the notoriety that they're getting and the brand deals that they're able to get now. They're like, yo, I might as well ride this thing out. There's more money on this end than there is to actually go to the quote unquote big league. So again, shout out to what they're able to build just for the game.
But honestly, on that point too, though, like you're right. I think they get way more notoriety in college than they will in the WNBA. But now, somebody like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, like all these ladies are going to the WNBA because the WNBA is so condensed with like 12 teams.
Right.
Everybody's gonna have a good player that just got done playing in the tournament. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna incentivize people more on to go look at the WNBA. The Aces, or either the Aces or the Mercury, are already moving where they're going to play at to accommodate for when they have to play Caitlin Clark and the Fever. She hasn't even been drafted.
And they even declare it.
They've already tweaked the schedule. I think 30-something Fever games are already slated to be on TV. Must see TV, man. It's crazy. You ain't seen anything. You ain't seen this on the men's side in a real long time with a player. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't seen anybody come out where it's like, all right, we got to get all these games on TV right now, right away.
Right.
It's pretty crazy, what Caitlin Clark has done, in her run in the NCAA. But with that being said, with all her accomplishments, all her accolades, does not winning a national title, does that matter if you're Caitlin Clark? Not getting the chip.
I don't think so. I think overall, I mean, for her personal is like, I didn't win a championship and I understand that as a player, but from an impact standpoint, she's done way more than what anybody could have done.
That's exactly
by just elevating the game overall. So maybe at the end of the day, she'll realize that, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference if she won or not. That Iowa team didn't score unless it was her. They did. I mean, their whole entire offense was her. So I mean, I wasn't really expecting them to beat South Carolina anyway, but it was fun while it lasted.
Nah, I second that, man. Like, not every player's legacy is built on the back of a championship, and what she did for the sport is just as big, if not bigger, than going all the way. That would have just made the deal that much sweeter. But
right.
I think she has solidified herself as a respectable and legitimate player and can play at any level that she wants to, wherever she wants to take it. So, she did her thing, and then her legacy is only now starting, so sky's the limit essentially.
I mean, would you take the Ice Cube? Take the Ice Cube bag to play in the Big Three? Or you're going to WNBA?
I would just for comedy, bro.
That's $5 million.
Yeah, man. I want to see I want to see them switch and like Kenyon Martin onto Caitlin Clark. Like, let me see what that's looking like.
Yeah, no, South Carolina was
crazy.
Yeah, poor Caitlin Clark ran into a real buzzsaw against South Carolina. Who who obviously, ran the table, went undefeated. Don Staley doing incredible things over there at South Carolina. So, hats off to South Carolina. They're a program that's been building for a while. I mean, Caitlin Clark literally put Iowa basketball where it is right now. Like, she is Iowa basketball. So, good luck. Good luck at the WNBA, and be ready for a lot of Indiana Fever games. And whatever
jersey, bro.
Whatever crazy, whatever collabs the NBA decides to do for All-Star Weekend. I know the Sabrina Ionescu stuff was huge this year, so it'd be cool to see how they integrate Caitlin Clark and all that stuff, because I think that's a really good move. The NBA partner with the WNBA, really expanding the sport. So yeah, man, the sky is, the future is bright, man, for women's basketball. So I'm super kind of excited to see what happens. It's really cool to see, especially, all the girl dads out there. If you got little girls, whatever you got going on, trying to get into some hoops, man, good to have a positive kind of role model to look for.
We're going to see a lot of light-skinned brothers wearing jersey dresses now, some shit like that, bro.
Man. All right, last bit of kind of college news before we jump into the NBA. John Calipari leaving Kentucky for Arkansas. Now, is this a big deal? Who cares? Or is this just you're trying to avoid the Drake curse so bad that you went to Arkansas?
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, Donna.
I don't. No, yeah. I don't think it's a big deal. I think what he said. I mean, he was like, he's got to run his course. I mean, he's only won one national championship in what? How many years he's been there? Like 14, 15, something like that.
Lot.
And the NBA talent that he's produced has been fantastic, but you haven't really have any really thing to show for it. So him moving on and just going to another, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, hell, half of them players from Kentucky probably going to transfer to Arkansas now anyway. So what difference does it make?
Yeah, bro. Again, that's one of those things that's a bit out of my jurisdiction. But I also feel like it's one of those you got to let it play out and see. You know what I'm saying? What do you do with the new program that you're in? If you just turn it into the same thing that you came from, then what are we really sweating?
Yeah, but I think we touched on this a couple weeks ago on our show. We were talking about kind of the landscape of college sports and the way it is with NIL deals and all these ways for players to go where they want, kind of keep them in school longer. Like the one and done player model, it's not really as powerful as it was before. Like just get a bunch of, blue chip athletes, just tell them you're going to get them to the NBA. They don't care if they win a title. It doesn't matter what you're doing for the program. That kind of stuff is kind of come and gone a little bit. You have the Calvin Sampsons out there building up the Houstons of the world. You got, UConn doing what they're doing. And it's just, will he help you get some guys? Probably. But I mean, is he going to build up your program? I think that track record's kind of showed. Like, I mean, I think they said he has 47 first-round draft picks and one national title.
Yeah, I saw that. 47 or 48, something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, so that's he'll get you to the NBA. But I mean,
who was the last big player to come out of Kentucky, though?
Oh God, they have a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure there were some guys. That played for Kentucky.
Didn't Rondo come out of Kentucky?
Maxey and Quickly were probably the last.
Yeah, Maxey and Quickly were probably the last two. But I mean, but you look at someone like a Coach K. Like he won natties. You know what I mean?
Right.
North Carolina won natties. So to only have one national title in all that time at a school where you were literally just solely just promising kids an NBA career. I mean, they're kind of shitty. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you're not coaching those kids. You're just
right.
You're just getting the top talent. But now kids can go to smaller schools, get NIL deals, guarantee playing time, and do all these things. So it'll be interesting to see, especially in the SEC, man. That's a tough conference, especially this year in basketball. I know Brian didn't watch basketball, but they had like 6-7 teams in the NCAA tournament. So the SEC is a deep conference. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But John Calipari stinks. Fuck that guy.
And that's the bottom line.
That's it. Yeah.
Because Paul Mack says so.
All right. Anyway, while we're all here, you guys host an NBA show. The NBA season's winding down. So want to have a little NBA talk. So we're going to start it off with the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Yeah. So they go on. The show kind of changed a little bit from the last couple of days, but they dropped the game to Memphis, Washington, Toronto, and New York.
Wild business.
Had the Knicks and Magic on their heels. Knicks and Magic on their heels. Then they come back, beat Boston, lose Giannis Antetokounmpo in the process, and then beat Orlando yesterday. So they're still in the number 2. 2 games in the win column, 1 in the loss column ahead of New York. How do we feel about the Milwaukee Bucks?
Baker, you can jump in there.
It depends. It depends on when Giannis comes back. I mean, I was sad to see that he went down and we Celtics. Hello. We still ended up losing that game, but they move as he moves, man. I don't care what anybody says, and Doc Rivers is not doing the best job. I don't know what to say for that, but
we had a whole segment. We had a whole segment about old Glenn on this show. Don't worry.
Yeah, I bet. So yeah, but they move the Bucks move as Giannis moves. So however severe his injury is, if he comes back hobbled at all, anything like that, that's what's really gonna dictate how they look, man, and how far they're gonna go. But they seem like they're on a slippery slope. So I don't know what to think of them. I don't know if I should still fear the deer the way that I used to.
Yeah, I don't fear the Bucks even a little bit. I think the Giannis injury adds a lot of nuance to it now because a lot of people, and I mean right away, as soon as you saw it, your first thought is Kevin Durant. Going down, grabbing the calf and everything, and then coming back. When he came back, KD did, played in the game, and then immediately turned around, made a jumper, turned around, and tore his Achilles.
Done for.
So for the Bucks, you get it now. Granted, look, they're already in the playoffs. They don't have to worry about going into play-in, so you're already guaranteed a week off before the playoffs start. Him coming back is going to be so crucial if he plays in game 1, game 2, game 3. If they're down 0-2 in a series, I'm almost like, bro, look, if you're not 100%, don't come back because God forbid you go back out there, tear your Achilles. Now we're fucked next season. So, Doc, this is the Doc track record. You get a good team. Now, granted, you can't help somebody get injured, but you get a good team, you fail, he's going to wear out his time, and he'll be gone into the sunset to apparently go coach for somebody else with another super team, which makes him
go back to TV analyst, bro. I don't think he want to be there, man.
Bro, he don't want to be there.
Yeah,
he don't want to be there.
Self-sabotage is real.
Man, oh man,
it's that instant karma. It's an instant karma for Dirty Mackin on Adrian Griffin, man.
I guess
it's crazy. So I mean, I don't see a path, man, for the Bucks. If Giannis can come back healthy, then they got a shot. But these last
that's scary, man. To go down, left. To go down the way he went down.
Philly left and Orlando left. That's tough.
Especially with the way Philly's playing right now. Philly's won 6 in a row. Joel Embiid seems like he's doing all right. But touch on the Milwaukee thing. I was talking to somebody at work about this today. This is kind of why you get Dame, right? This is why you have Dame Lillard. Now you can unleash Dame, kind of go back to being Portland Dame. The only problem is that the pieces around him. I mean, Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton's been up and down.
You put Portland Dame out there. Portland Dame don't win, unfortunately.
But he could carry you. He could carry you for a couple games if Giannis.
Yeah, all right, I give you that.
I mean, so if Giannis, if you need Giannis to sit game 1 or game 2, at least you got Dame.
Yeah, but then it does help. Matchup too, right? Like who, as it stands right now, who are they matched up with in the first round?
Depends who wins. So it depends who wins between Philly and Miami. They don't want Philly. They don't want Philly.
They might not want Miami either without Giannis.
That's true. Without Giannis, they don't want Miami. Miami's a big team too. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a tough road, and it's a tough situation when you lose your best guy.
Yeah,
3 games left in the season.
You get to focus up on Dame. So if he's running the show, well, we know that's the head of the dragon right there. So we double up on him. You live with the rest. I can't assume that the tandem of Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis is gonna beat is going to beat anybody's full team.
No.
You got to wait on Middleton. Middleton can't stay healthy, can't defend nobody. Neither can Dame. Neither can oh my God, I'm about to say Wes Matthews. Oh my God, I forgot that shooting guard's name. Millie Beasley. Millie Beasley can't guard nobody. Yeah. So I mean, it's just if you don't have Giannis and Dame can't be all the way Dame, they're only going to go so far. They might not even get the second seed. They may end up dropping to the third seed. Hell, the fourth seed if they lose to Orlando. And God knows who you're going to play at that point. So it's just there's a lot of things that go on with their last two games are crucial. And if you have to just rely on Dame and hope that you end up beating – they have OKC tomorrow. OKC's still fighting for a one spot. Mm-hmm. Then they have Orlando on Sunday. I can't guarantee that they're going to win either one of those games based on the urgency of the other two teams that they have to play.
The benefit they got going for them is Orlando got Philly tomorrow. So that's going to be a tough one for Orlando. Yeah. And then obviously they end the year with Milwaukee, and Milwaukee just beat the Magic by like 20 yesterday. So, it's going to be interesting to see, man. There's a lot of stuff to play for. Obviously, you might almost be safer falling back to the 3. At least if you fall to the 3, you get Indiana in the first round.
Yeah, that's your best.
Yeah, I understand it's pulled up right now.
And then you don't got to worry about Boston or Philly or Miami until later on. So it might be safer to fall to the 3. Like the Knicks are sitting in a real pretty spot right now at number 3.
And they spanking the Celtics right now. I just checked the score. Yeah, damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
This is what y'all get for not setting nobody down.
Bro,
ridiculous. Ridiculous. No reason to play. None. Absolutely none.
With that little segue, we'll go into my next topic. A New York state of mind. I know my man Darnell here is a big Knicks guy. So how we feeling? Getting hot at the right time. OG's back. Mitchell Robinson's back. Y'all really made it out during the trade deadline. You got some depth. Josh Hart's playing 48 minutes a game. Dante DiVincenzo.
That's why I haven't sat down since that trade.
No, he plays every minute of every game.
Every single minute.
Deuce McBride is huge. And then obviously, like most of these teams that are kind of streaking right now, they lead with defense. They're a defense. The Knicks' identity right now. They're going to play defense. They're going to scrap. How do you feel about the Knicks right now and the seeding and kind of how the playoffs might roll out for them?
Well, this was the game that I was the most nervous about. Since we're talking about it as it's going on right now, obviously, winning this game gives them probably the best chance to be the second seed, which is nuts to think about. Thinking that they lost 3 players, they lost 30% of their lineup for 30 games or more. Obviously, Randall's out for the season. OG was out for a while. He got hurt literally the same game as Randall got hurt, and then Mitch got hurt in December. So the fact that they're even in this position to be the second seed in the East is crazy. You say they lead with defense. They're still one of the best defenses in the league and also a top 10 offense when they don't really shoot that well. So how that works, I don't know, but they offensive rebound the ball. They hit their threes like that they need to. They piss me off at the free throw line, but that's a whole other story. But I feel very confident, and I'm going to remain confident because I believe no matter what happens, I believe if they had Julius Randle healthy, I think they could have challenged the Celtics. And anybody can laugh or whatever. I understand. I know Mayhem doesn't believe me. But I'm looking at that team. The Celtics smacked the Knicks all year this year. This is the 5th time they got to play them, which is also ridiculous.
It's crazy.
5th time they got to play them. This is the first time that the Celtics have seen it. This version of this team. The Celtics played the bad version of the Knicks early in the year. They're playing even now, right now, getting smacked up. Again, it's late in the season, but the Celtics are playing all their guys. And the Knicks still don't have their second best scorer. I really, really think that the Knicks could have had a chance. But I think rolling into the playoffs now, I'm confident. No matter who we play, I'm confident whoever they play, and I think that they can still make some noise.
So, with that being said, are you cool? Are you cool sitting where you are now at the 3, matching up with Indiana, or do you want the 2? Do you want the 2 for pride, and potentially play Philly or Miami?
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about it. That's the only bad thing. I'd rather play Indiana, even though Indiana has beaten the Knicks a couple times, but again, also have not played the Knicks healthy. I feel confident against Philly. I don't want to play is Miami. And it's not because they scared me from last year, because they're not going to do what they did last year. There's no way. But they hurt damn near everybody that they play against. And I don't want any part of Bam and his illegal screens. I don't want any part of Jimmy and his over-aggressiveness. I don't want any part of it because they're going to hurt somebody. And that's what happens every time. No, thank you. Give me Philly, give me Indiana. That's fine. Don't care. Hell, give me Cleveland. I'll definitely take Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, you ain't getting Cleveland unless something bad happens, but
something crazy happens. Right.
After tonight, y'all schedule is pretty light. Y'all got Brooklyn and Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the big one for you guys. You guys win this one, and then it's going to be up to Milwaukee how they want to end the season, because Milwaukee's schedule
like a big one. And that's all I'm hoping for. If they lose to OKC tomorrow, Knicks are 2 seed, baby.
I'm glad we locked up that number 1. So because if that was still like up in the air, I'd be real upset by how my Celtics been playing these last couple of days, boy.
I mean, y'all could have sat out the last month of the season and y'all still be the number 1 seed. I don't think it would make a goddamn difference.
Legit.
They put the work in early, I guess. I just hope they can turn it back on when we need to, because goddamn, something happens and we go out in first or second round, I might have to go get a Magic jersey for real.
Yeah, I think with the East specifically, like the thing you gotta look at too, like the coaches in the Eastern Conference, right? Like which coaches do you like? The main thing about the Miami Heat, that's Eric Spoelstra. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So like, do you want to go up against Eric Spoelstra in a 7-game series?
Hell
he's
no.
He's gonna figure shit out quick. You know, do you want to go against Doc Rivers in a 7-game series? Goddamn right.
I might take that one.
Goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'll take that one every day.
You know, so it's well, you have Joe Mazzulla up there. You know, in Boston, he hasn't really proven a whole lot.
Second year, he's still running Ime Udoka schemes and everything. Unless there's a jiu-jitsu competition in the middle of it, I don't know how much I trust him, bro. You might.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He inherited a good team. He got the Steve Kerr, Mark Jackson treatment.
Right.
And he inherited a hell of a basketball team.
His whole philosophy is catered around shooting threes. So it's like, yo, if they're not falling, just shoot some more. Come on, son. We got mad big players. How we not trying to play any ball inside of the freaking 3-point line is crazy.
The best example of that exact thing is shooting the 3, live by the 3, die by the 3. The fact that they didn't have a free throw against Milwaukee,
crazy,
and they shot 52 threes.
That's one of them betting games. That's one of them betting games, though, bro. Like,
I don't think you can make a bet that good. Hey, no way. No. That's crazy. Not one free throw attempt.
There's mad fouls, though. I seen them.
I'm sure there were, but they don't go inside to try to go get much contact as they can possibly get. If you shoot 50-something threes, you're not really going to the paint.
Well, if you breathe on Tatum, he's gonna get himself a technical.
Oh my God! So. If there hasn't been, I thought Luka was bad, bro. Watching Tatum in this game, first quarter, this boy cries about every single ball.
Bro. That's my guy with, like I said, light skins and jersey dresses, bro.
Meanwhile, he's up against Jalen Brunson, who, from what I've seen, takes his no calls like a gentleman.
Yeah. Get back on the other side of the floor, bro. Let's keep it running.
That's it. That man getting hit. He's getting manhandled every game. That man's a little pit bull, though.
He's 5'10", though.
That's my guy. They ain't fine. Don't put some respect on his name. 6'1". He's a strong 6'1".
The New York Villanova Wildcats, man. They're coming.
The Knicks are trying to use the power of friendship to get to the finals. That's
straight up, literally. They got the Triforce over there.
Call Captain Planet out his name.
Power of friendship.
I mean, it works, man. Like I said, you seen someone like Josh Hart. Guys had a trip around the league, man. He was with the Lakers. He was with New Orleans. Goes to New York, partners up with his old college roommate. They got their own little podcast. They're chilling.
Lace the Timbs up and let's
run. What I mean? That's it. It changes the mood, man. All right. Which team? So who in the East, aside from Milwaukee? Because I think we're all on the same page with Milwaukee. None of us trust Doc, and obviously Giannis kind of skews it a little bit. But who's the phony out of these teams in the East? Like who's one and done?
Oh,
Pacers.
Kyle, you got one before I go?
Pacers.
I bet.
Pacers, bro. Pacers. I think we've been bamboozled by them. Like leading up to All-Star, we was like, oh, they for real. They about to make some noise. If they keep up on this pace, you know, who knows what they can do. These boys are shooting at a high clip. Their defense was never really good, but their offense was crazy.
Like the most efficient offense.
And then the Monstars came through and took their talent, bro. Yep. So, yeah.
Mine is Cleveland. Cleveland is easily the biggest frauds. Went from 3 seed now down to 5th. And I'm going to continue to shit on Cleveland to the day I die after last year's playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
everybody catches these L's, man. They had to suffer through the Donovan Mitchell stuff. But the fact that they made it through Garland being hurt, Mobley being hurt at the same time, and still managed to have a good record by the time those guys came back. And now since they've gone back out, come in, Donovan Mitchell got hurt, and now they're terrible again. To me, they're one of the softest teams out of every team in the Eastern Conference, period. I don't think they don't have enough toughness to deal with anyone. That one game that they beat Boston, fluky. Boston would wipe the floor with them. The Knicks would wipe the floor with them. The Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, everybody. They're the lapdog. Even Orlando, they're the lapdogs of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I felt that way. I felt that way months ago. There was no way they were going to keep that pace up. I'm like, there's something about this team. Like these guys aren't real. These are a figment of our imagination, right. The Cleveland Cavaliers. And obviously it sucks that injuries kind of happen to them, but you know, also the schedule kind of changed after the All-Star break. Some stuff kind of happened, and you kind of figured them out. You kind of figured out their identity. And like without Donovan Mitchell, I don't necessarily think they have one. I think they go as he goes. And if he's Darius Garland's pretty good. Yeah, they're just not physical. They're just not physical. Yeah, they're real soft. Yeah, I seen them play the other day, and Jared Allen, for as big as he is, that man gets
bodied.
That man gets thrown around. Evan Mobley's a little scrappy, but he's fragile, so he has to be careful because he can get hurt.
Is it racist that I call him Mobley from Jungle Book? I could have kept that to myself.
Yes.
Probably. It probably is, yeah. But Cleveland.
All right, I just want to throw it out
there. Cleveland's not. I don't think this particular Cleveland team is built for playoff basketball. When things get slowed down a little bit more, get a little more physical. It'd be interesting if they stay matched up with Orlando, because Orlando can be kind of physical, but also like the Paolos of the world aren't very physical. But like someone like a Wendell Carter Jr. can, he'll put an elbow in your chest.
Yeah, that's a big body that you got to do.
Yeah, but so that might that 4-5 with Cleveland and Orlando is interesting because the way the Magic are playing right now, they were hot, and now they're kind of Franz has been hurt, so they've been struggling a little bit. It's just how the season ends, man. Like you want to see teams kind of get on a little bit of a run before the season ends. That's why, going back to before, like playing a team like Philly right now, who is streaking hot.
Yeah, and B came back with a vengeance, bro.
He came back with what? Cornrows now? He may got some cornrows in.
Yeah, he came with Black Air Force energy. He came back.
He came in ready to stomp,
bro. He went to visit Wakanda while he was down.
So he got some vibranium in his knees.
Yeah. And then he signed with New Balance, right? Or Skechers?
He did sign with New Balance.
New Balance, right?
You're right. It's Skechers.
Is it Skechers?
I know. I seen Julius Randle in a Skechers commercial.
That was the funniest thing to me because it felt like the most African move you could make. Like go with the most like he probably got mad jerseys of like football teams that lost the Super Bowl and shit at home and with the Skechers. Like, come on, son. Skechers, you're a bigger player than that. That's just crazy. Like Snoop got a Skechers shoe, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Skechers is for the culture, bro.
I guess, man. They got that arch support.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, rolling over
twice a week. I don't think it's too much.
Oh man, sliding over to the West. Who is the scariest team in the West right now?
Defending champs.
Are we saying outside of Denver?
Yeah.
Let's say outside of Denver.
Outside of Denver. Okay. No, go ahead. Let me ponder here.
Okay.
We'll put Denver in the same shell as we'll put Denver in the same shell as Boston. So we'll assume the Nuggets have a beeline for the conference championship. Who's the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics or to the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm going OKC. I think OKC easily the biggest threat. I think with Shea, Jalen Williams, and Chet. I mean, yes, they're young, and I get it. You know, they have no experience in the playoffs, but they got something, man. That is KD, Russ, and Harden level of talent that they got. And I think if ignorance is bliss, right? If they get into the playoffs and they don't know any better, so they're just gonna go out there and just hoop. And so far, that's looked great. So if they continue to do that, I think they could take out a few teams in the West and maybe get to a Western Conference final. I would almost give them a little bit of a shot to beat Denver. I don't think anybody else really has a clear shot. I would give OKC a chance before I give anybody else a chance.
Yeah, I got to echo that. We talked about that on our show too. That if anybody could, it would have to be them. So I side with you on like a logical decision, but now like my heartfelt decision, if I had to pick somebody in the West right now, I'm going with the Suns, bro, just because they signed IT. And I'm like, I just want them to go far for him, bro. I know they probably can't. I know it's some bullshit, but that's who I'm picking. Like, I want to see him do something, man, just because I want IT back, bro. He need to be in the league. It's my whole logical basis for that.
You seen those post-game interviews, bro? OKC, they got the dog in them, bro.
I don't want to see that shit no more. I don't want to see that shit no more. They need to put them
for a bunch of young guys. That shit's corny as hell,
bro. They not even barking with deep voice.
Oh my god,
they're yapping at best.
No, when it's annoying.
Yeah, I can't stand
it.
We
already clowned them on our show, man. I can't do the dog thing no more, man. I'm sick of it. It's too much.
If they do like do that, then they need to have like Caesar Milan interview them or something like that, bro. The dog whisperer.
Oh man. I mean, the way the bracket.
They really have Caesar Milan.
No, that'd be great, bro. Have him do like the pregame announcements. Yeah.
Oh no.
That'd be great.
Yeah, with the way the bracket looks right now, it's a shame that someone like Dallas would have to play Denver because Dallas is playing.
Yeah, they're playing
ball
very
right now.
well.
They're playing some ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Luka and Kyrie kind of figuring it out finally. Yeah, but they got. I mean, they can cause some problems. I mean, obviously match up with the Clippers. That'd be a fun one. Be a little heavyweight matchup.
That's just injury. Like anytime the games get like this, Kyrie gets injured. I don't want that to happen, obviously, but like it's prone to happen. And then the LA Clippers are just to get them to the freaking ward, bro. Like between Paul George and Kawhi, something is gonna happen. It's inevitable at this point.
Yeah, I mean. Luckily, at this point, load management is out the window, right? So a lot of those guys got their rest early on. But that's probably the most intriguing first round matchup would be the Clippers and the Mavericks. I think those two teams could really put a hurting on each other, which again would just kind of cushion the Nuggets to kind of get an easy path through because that's a tough matchup for both of those teams. The Thunder would play against the Pelicans. That should be a walk for them. Point Zion only worked for a few weeks, and that seems to have fizzled out a little bit. People kind of figured that out relatively quickly. As far as the playing teams, you got Lakers, Warriors, Suns, Kings, and then they'll go up against Minnesota.
Lakers need to take that. The play-in was made for them, bro. So they
the LeBron slot. That's the LeBron slot.
100%. He had the biggest problem with it, and they made the whole thing for him because he's been benefiting from it since it's been in a part of the league. So they got to take that, man. If the Lakers don't, then
listen, you put some respect on the in-season tournament champion. That man he's just finding trophies and banners to win at this point. They're just making them up. Just make them up.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the YMCA tournament too, bro.
He'll be in the big three.
Yeah, he got the 24-hour fitness trophies too. There's niggas everywhere.
he got the blue ribbons and shit. Oh man. So I know Brian likes the Suns coming out of the play-ins. Any other one of them 4 teams? Does it matter at this point?
I mean, it matters it definitely matters for the Lakers. For the Lakers for sure, because LeBron's never lost the play-in game, or I don't know if they've lost the play-in game, but they've always made it out of the play-in. Is my point. And I don't think he's ever lost in the first round, or maybe once. So whoever they play, that's what you kind of got to deal with. You got to deal with history. So if they end up in the 7 playing Minnesota or playing OKC, there might be a chance that LeBron magic is going to come through and he's going to end up getting out of the first round again. Or you end up playing Denver. I cannot imagine that they would beat Denver if they were the 8th.
No, Denver.
It's still LeBron.
Michael Jordan.
Denver takes their lunch money, bro. If there is ever a team that can't beat another team,
yeah,
Lakers just can't beat Denver. They can't do it.
The Nuggets have been disrespectful to the Lakers all year. They beat them on ring night when the Lakers were trying to talk cash shit, talking about they were going to come back and win. They beat them on Kobe night. They beat them when the statue came out. They beat them every time that something nice was happening for the Lakers. They made sure they beat them.
That's grimy that they set the schedule up like that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. I know y'all probably don't know much about baseball, but there's a guy in baseball. His name is Nick Castellanos, and this dude hits a home run every time the announcer is like talking about something sad. That's the Nuggets to the Lakers.
Right.
Like anytime it's like a celebration for the Lakers, Nuggets just come in and just stomp them.
Yeah, right. Hit him with that Bobby Hill.
Like that kid that kicks over your sandcastle at the beach, bro. It's crazy.
Just for no reason, too.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
He could go over your sandcastle and tell you, like, why'd you trip me?
Facts.
Like, bro, why is it? Bro, I tripped over your sandcastle. No, bro, what are you talking about? And then they'll just fucking punch you in the throat.
There's plenty of space. You could have walked around.
Yeah, nah.
This is my path. That's all I was gonna say. You're in my path.
you're in my way.
Yeah, so there's still some shit to play out in the NBA. We'll see what happens here with a couple days left. We'll probably look at the playoff picture a little more as it unfolds. But to close things out a little bit, let's talk about Nikola Jokic, front runner right now for his 3rd consecutive MVP.
That would third in the last what?
Third in the last 4 years. Third in the last 4 years.
3 in the last 4 because who won it? Embiid won it last year. Right?
Embiid won it. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we feel about Jokic as MVP? How do we feel about the MVP period? Like, what do y'all look at as far as MVP? Best player on best team? How good a team is without said player? What is the MVP? And is that Nikola Jokic?
It is Nikola Jokic if you're going straight by the numbers. But again, if you go straight by the numbers, who else does that disqualify, right? Like, I feel like it should be best player on best team. But again, the best player on the best team, in my case, is still Tatum, but he's not putting up anywhere near the numbers that Jokic is putting up. So what is the criteria? I don't know, but I do feel like Jokic deserves it because night in, night out, he's available. He puts up the numbers. He can put his team on his back. He leads in damn near every category, I believe, right? He's getting assists. He's getting rebounds. He's putting up the points. So you take him off of that team, and then them niggas in the play-in. So I give it to him. I ain't mad at it.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I think it's It can't always be best player on best team because just like in that scenario, and if that is the case, then it would have been Jason Tatum. And I don't, no offense, Cal, but I don't feel like he is deserving of that. He's deserving of some votes, but when you have a team full of everything that they have, you can't just say if he's off that team is not that good. They're still going to be good. They're not as good, but they're still going to be really good.
Right.
I think the argument should be made for SGA because not only have you been a 30-point machine, you have 51 30-point games. I mean, that's crazy, and you have the youngest team in the league, second or third in the Western Conference. So that your situation should also matter. Whereas if SGA is not on that team, I think they're still going to be okay. But SGA takes them to a different level.
He's doing more with less.
SGA qualifies for the most improved player. He's the most improved player.
Yeah, that's true
too.
You know what I mean? It's wild.
Isn't that,
like I saw,
you consider that just like a runner-up?
So,
like, sorry, you ain't making it.
Luke is the same way. So,
yeah, I saw a photo. Someone shared a MVP ladder of top 10 MVP candidates as of a couple days ago, and it had Jokic 1, Luka 2, Shea 3, Giannis 4, Tatum 5, DeMontis Sabonis 6, Devin Booker 7, Anthony Davis 8, Anthony Edwards 9, and Kawhi Leonard 10. Now,
I shouldn't even be on the list to me, but
now that brings me to my man Darnell. You're gonna tell me that Jalen Brunson?
I'm gonna flip my chair, bro. Go ahead.
You're gonna tell me that Jalen Brunson isn't in the top 10?
What does the man have to do?
I have never seen a more disrespected man in my whole entire life. The fact that he goes out and suits up every day is wild to me. If my job did this to me, I'm fucking out.
Yeah, it's because of the socks, bro. It's all the socks. They saw the socks video and they're like, this nigga puts on one sock, one shoe, and has one barefoot, and they're like, nah, he can't. Hey, you can't count him in anything, bro.
He might be a serial killer.
Absolutely.
I don't understand, man. The disrespect this man gets, bro. It's nuts. I like I said before, man. 60% of your lineup was gone. Three starters. The best offensive rebounder in the league. You got a three-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player in Randall. You lose OG Anunoby, the best wing defender in the league, and you're still about to creep on the second seed.
Yeah,
and you're not in the MVP conversation. He's fourth in scoring and 12th and 10th in assists. I mean, what more could the man do?
They should have gave him votes off of the fake out that he did to Buddy, or he called the fake screen and then blew by him. Yeah, MVP right there. Boom. He's a genius, bro.
Off of that alone, bro. Come on, man. Just look, Jalen Brunson will never win an MVP. Not because he's not deserving of it. Maybe one day, but with guys like Jokic, SGA, just they're bigger names, and people are just now starting to figure out who Jalen Brunson is. Last year it was just like, oh, you just had a really good season. So, you didn't make an all-star team. It'll probably fade off by next year. This year he's been better. Average 24 last year. He's averaging 28 this year.
Yeah.
And doing it more efficiently. There's just so many different things that he's doing. There's so many other words I can say about him, but he'll get some MVP votes. And I think he should be somewhat considered for first team All-NBA as well.
That's the other thing, too. They're saying he might not even get first team NBA.
Nah, that's definitely a robbery. That's definitely a robbery.
I just don't know what a guy has to do.
They just want to pay him more. That's what it is, bro. They trying to save money at that point.
It's crazy, man. Like, just you look at the season, the guy hardly misses any games. He's night in, night out, doing whatever it is he has to do. If you need him to score 40, he's going to score 40. I think he has the most 30-point games in a season in Knicks history right now.
He's first and second, something like that.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. I mean, he's over it's wild.
It's close.
You know what I mean? The dude's dropped 50. Dude scored 40 a couple times. Man, it's tough. And like I said, I'm not even a Knicks fan like that. Like my family's are Knicks fans and all that, and I hear a lot of it. But I just know that if I'm Jalen Brunson and my organization doesn't think I'm at least the 10th best,
Yeah.
I'm calling off. I ain't coming in tomorrow.
And to think, I always bring this up, to think that Dallas had Porzingis, Brunson, and what's his boy's name? Why can't I remember the child's name? Doncic. And they had that as a trio last year, or not last year, a couple of years ago, because he was Porzingis in Washington. Yeah. Like, if y'all could have just nurtured that a little bit, son. How crazy!
But even then, there was a playoff game where Luka was hurt and Brunson dropped 40.
And they put no respect on him, man.
Like you knew then. You talk to Luka Doncic, he will tell you, I knew then.
He's a dog.
This guy's good. But here we are. He ain't even in the top 10.
Thank you, Mark Cuban. The fumble of all fumbles. Thank you, sir.
Now, Paul, who's your team, bro? Who do you support for the NBA?
I mean, I grew up out here. I mean, I follow the Magic probably closer than anything because it's the east to worry about.
Here,
you know what I mean? And then my family's Knicks fans, so I watch Knicks games. I keep up with the Knicks, but I'm not like a LeBron bandwagoner. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not like I have friends who they just like whoever LeBron plays for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't you like Cleveland a few years ago? Nah, bro. I love the Lakers. Oh, okay.
Never.
Miami Heat up.
Heat, Cavs. Like your LeBron jersey section is tough right now.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp.
You know what I mean? Yeah, straight up. But it's just crazy because I mean, like someone like a DeMontis Sabonis, right? He has like the most double doubles in a season or some shit like that, and it's just like cool, but it's like he's gonna get more MVP votes than Jalen Brunson. Their team's gonna play in. Like, you can tell me you have Sabonis at 6? You don't put Brunson at 6, 5?
No, that's wild.
You know what I mean? It's slanderous. It's crazy. But I guess the Knicks don't even care. They're just gonna just come out every night and
ride them out to the sunset.
Hey,
no Diddy.
Pause.
Yeah,
or until Tom Thibodeau just runs him into the ground, one or the other. We'll see what happens.
Hey. Not true. It's not true. That's a bad narrative.
They got to take Tom Thibodeau.
Saying that about Julius
for every game. Julius
got hurt. And
trying to dunk on somebody. He got hurt trying to dunk on somebody.
And dunk on somebody. What are you talking about?
He tried to. Yeah, his was a freak injury. But he fell. He tried to dunk on somebody and got hurt. Yeah. It wasn't like it was an Achilles or a knee.
Godsend.
Yeah. I mean, hey, hell of a run, but hell of a run, man. But with that, we could probably wrap this up. So I just want to give you all a minute to plug yourselves, plug your socials. So you have the floor. Go ahead.
So we are.
Yeah, man. So
go ahead.
Whoa.
Now you do your thing. After you do one, so I was like, I'll take.
Someone got a delay.
I'm sorry. No, man. Go ahead and follow us on IGotNxt podcast on YouTube. Myself, man, Kyle. The energy that you get from this podcast right now, this episode, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's basically what you get from us as well. Make sure you sub to this channel. Make sure you sub to our channel as well. We drop those podcasts every Wednesday. Also on Spotify every Wednesday. I didn't do it for this last episode, so I'm sorry. But no way, I lied. Yeah, I did. It's on there. Nobody watches it, so just do that. But hey, man, I'm honest. It's honesty out here. But we appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Make out what you got, bro.
Man, you know what it is, bro. Of course, the big plug is the IGotNxt podcast. Like my man Darnell said, follow us, bro. We try to bring y'all quality entertainment, as well as information. We try to throw some jokes in there as well. And I always got to plug my academics, man. 10 years in the alcohol industry. If I learned anything, it's how to drink, my nigga. So, follow me academics on all socials, man. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's TikTok, that's Instagram. We will throw the links in so y'all can check us out, man.
Hey, you with your no Diddy stuff, man. My hat almost makes sense. See that right there?
Yo, facts. You need to put like hashtag no Diddy on the side.
Yo.
Also, I guess R.I.P. OJ. R.I.P. OJ,
bro. Thank God for OJ, bro. We're riding that white Bronco to the sky.
Bro,
he's in a hot.
crazy.
He's riding that white Bronco to the sky, straight up, man. But yeah, man. You can follow us podcast on Facebook at Balls in Our Court Podcast, on YouTube at BIOC Podcast, Instagram at BIOC Podcast, TikTok at BIOC Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Balls in Our Court Podcast. Wherever you listen to it before, it's going to be there probably tomorrow. So, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. And once again, I want to thank my new buddy Darnell and my longtime partner Mancow over there.
In a minute, bro. I'm here for you though.
So, support local podcasts, get your boys together, talk shit, and thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. All right.
Peace.